Hello everyone and welcome back to another Bible study reading from Marvelous and Eden Ojo. So we all hope you loved our previous video, which was about chapter 13, Satan's Temptations. So today we'll be moving on to chapter 14 of our book, the Ology. So before we get into this video, please remember to like, subscribe and turn on the post notification so you can be notified every time we upload a new Bible study reading. So chapter 14. Sin entered the world through Adam. Eve took a bite and handed the forbidden fruit to Adam. The serpent watched as Adam took the already half-eaten fruit. Adam, by God's command, was ruler over all the earth. He was the first man and stood for all who would come after. If Adam rebelled against God and ate the fruit, his disobedience would change the world forever. The peace, perfection, and happiness of the garden would be destroyed. His disobedience to God and trouble that would result would pass on to every generation to follow, for who would they be sinful from birth. Adam joined his wife and a bit into the fruit. For a moment they enjoyed their sin. Then, as Satan promised, Adam and Eve, who had known only good, understood evil for the first time. For the first time they noticed they were naked and felt ashamed. And the first thing they wanted to do was hide from God. They sewed fig leaves together to make simple clothes and hid from God. Do you ever notice that when you do something wrong, you want to hide it? That's what Adam and Eve passed on to us. We think that sinning will make us happy, but in the end we only feel guilty and ashamed. Adam and Eve wanted to be like God, but sadly, like Satan before them, they became evil and enemies of God. Romans chapter 5 verse 12. Sin came into the world through one man, and through death through sin, and so death spread to all men because all sinned.
Romans chapter 3 verse 23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.
So I'm just going to do a little bit of explaining here before we move on to the next page of this passage. So there's two things about this passage that we've read here, two important things. The first one is that, so like in our last chapter, in our previous video, it was just about the Satan tricking Adam and Eve. Like he said here, they would be just like God. They'll be able to do everything like God. But here, as you can see, not everything turned out how they wanted it to be. When they first ate the fruit, everything was fine. But then after, things started to change, and you see it said they felt guilty and ashamed, and they wanted to hide from God. So this just means that it's like a train. If you're at a train station, you miss the train just by a bit, but then the train is always going to come back around. You get another train to board the train to get where you're going. It's like if you do something wrong and you think you can get away with it, it's always going to come back around to you. And that's the consequence that's just going to keep running around until it gives you that consequence. So that's what this page is just about. So that's my explanation for this passage, and let's move on to the next page. Ever since the day Adam ate the fruit, his sin has been passed down to every human. The Bible tells us that even newborn babies have Adam's sin passed down to them. Just like you inherited your parents' eye color or nose or height, you also inherited Adam's desire to go his own way instead of God's way. Adam's sin keeps getting passed down from parents to their children. Have you noticed that no one had to teach you how to disobey or try to get your own way? Have you ever watched how little children plug their ears when they refuse to listen to their parents or get angry when they don't get what they want? They fight over toys and get mad when they don't get what they want. Even when their parents try to protect them from being hurt, from running into the street or touching a hot stove, little children scream and yell in protest. No one has to teach us how to lie or lose control when we are angry. that is because sin comes naturally to sinners. The Bible makes it clear that ever since Adam sinned, sin became a part of who we are. Psalm 51 verse 5. Surely I was sinful at birth, sinful from the time my mother conceived me. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 20. Indeed, there is no one on earth who is righteous, no one who does what is right and never sins. So thank you everyone, and that was our passage for today, chapter 14. And we're going to do a question for Eden, and an explanation of that question. And we'll do a question for Isabel. So first, Isabel, your question. What's the name of the person who tricked Adam and Eve?
The devil.
Oh, give me 5. Well done. Come for me 5. Come on. Good job. So now, Eden, your question is, what did I say in my explanation of what happens when you think you can get away with something? What did I say about that?
It will come back like in a train.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets to one stop, it gets blocked and it comes another way right back to where it came from.
Okay.
So that's what's exactly going to happen to you. But instead of a train, what you did wrong.
Okay. So I'm going to explain a little bit more on that. So let's explain this. So what we have learned from this passage is that when the Satan, first of all, is that the Satan has tricked Adam and Eve, and as babies, as our parents, your grandparents, and everybody, all the sin that we've done has always been passed down from Adam. So if Adam and Eve did not eat that fruit, we wouldn't be sinners today, and you wouldn't be seeing people dying, and there wouldn't be any of coronavirus and all that stuff. We would all just be fine. But if it wasn't for Adam and Eve eating that fruit and letting them be deceived by the devil, all of this wouldn't have happened. So it has all been passed down from Adam and Eve all the way down to us, just like a family tree. And they would be at the very, very top. So first of all is that it's just about you, instead of doing the right thing, you go and do the wrong thing. And if you think you can get away with it, it's not gonna happen. It's just gonna come right back around. That is just the main thing I have to say about this passage. There's nothing else more. Because if I do something where I don't listen to my parents and I think I can get away, something bad is gonna happen to you later on. You might not know when it is. Let's say I do something in February. Who knows? It could be in December that something's going to happen. But something will happen. This is just how it works. So that is my explanation for this passage, everyone.
I've got my own explanation. So,
you sure?
So when you break your mom's charger, the next time, a few days later, when she needs to charge her phone, she's going to ask, why is my phone charger not working? And then she's going to ask you. But in any way, you're going to have no choice but to answer and say yes.
Because that means your consequence there. This has happened to me before. I accidentally broke my mom's charger. And then since she now she doesn't have her own charger now. So she has to be using my charger as my punishment. So I did that, and then I thought I could get away with it. I thought she wouldn't find out. But obviously, it just came right back around to me, and she found out that it was me, and she started using my charger. So that is an example, a real life example that has happened to me. So thank you everyone for listening to our passage, and remember to like and subscribe and turn on post notification to be notified everyone uploads when we upload a new Bible study reading. So thank you everyone for reading, and bye.